When a relationship ends, the grief isn't always just about the person. Often it's about the version of yourself you became while loving them. And that grief deserves to be acknowledged. Welcome back. This is episode 5 of the Relationship Trauma series. And today we're talking about a kind of grief that often goes unnamed. And because it's unnamed, many people feel confused or ashamed for feeling it. This video isn't about rushing healing, it's about making space for what was real without judging yourself for it. And if you notice emotion while watching, that's okay. We'll move slowly. I hear many people say things like, I don't miss them, but I feel empty. I thought I'd feel relief, but I feel sad instead. I don't know who I am now. I feel like I lost a part of myself. And this grief can feel confusing because it doesn't always match up with the story. And you may know that the relationship wasn't healthy. You may even feel safer now, and still something hurts. And that doesn't mean that you made the wrong choice. It means that something meaningful ended. And here's what's often happening beneath the surface. Relationships don't just shape our lives, they shape our, and over time, you may have adapted your routines, your priorities, your emotional availability, your sense of purpose. And so when the relationship ends, your nervous system isn't just grieving, it's grieving a role that you played, a future you that you imagined, a version of yourself that existed in that connection. This kind of grief isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, disorienting, hard to name. And because it's hard to name, people often minimize it. I want to say this clearly. Grieving doesn't mean that you want the relationship back. Grieving doesn't mean that you made a mistake. Grieving doesn't mean that you failed. It means that you loved, you adapted, you hoped, and you invested. And that matters. When grief isn't honored, it doesn't disappear, it goes underground. And unresolved grief often shows up later as emotional numbness, difficulty trusting again, fear of moving forward, or repeating patterns. So, making space for grief is not weakness, it's integration. So, let's pause together. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly, and gently ask yourself, what part of me is grieving right now? Not why, not how to fix it, just what part. And you might notice sadness, relief, anger, or nothing at all. And all of it is welcome. Your nervous system doesn't need answers, it needs acknowledgement. And here's the reframe that allows healing to move forward. You don't heal by forgetting who you were. You heal by integrating who you were into who you are becoming. That version of you, the one who loved, tried, stayed, or left, doesn't need to be erased. They need to be honored. And when grief is honored, it softens. It no longer runs the future from the background. And in the next episode, we're going to talk about rebuilding trust in yourself after relationships end. Not trust in others, but trust in your own judgment, intuition, and choices. This is where confidence begins to return. Grief is not a setback, it's a sign that something meaningful mattered. You don't need to rush it, you don't need to justify it. You're allowed to grieve and still move forward. I'll see you in the next video.